Before we looked at like jumping in from distance. But let's say now, feel like he respects us. Maybe we went in and we knocked him back, or we got to his legs and maybe he escaped, whatever. And now he's like willing to get more in a hand fight, okay? When we're hand fighting, primarily we want to look to get 2-on-1 grip. Right, so I want 2 hands on 1 arm. From typically mid-range, people are gonna reach with long arms here. Yeah, so it can be either looking at the angles, or it could be posting on the head. This one is really annoying. Right. Messes up your haircut, if you have any. So what I like to do is when I see that reaching arm, I'm gonna judge how to grab it, whether it's high or low, right? If he's reaching low, I go with a 2-on-1 here where my palms are facing down. If it's high, for example on the head, my palms are facing up. So let's say flag reaches for my head here, post on my head, this is a long one. I grab both hands here, and I want to make sure to keep my elbows tight. So when he goes in and I feel it, I go 1, 2. Right? You see now he's not in a square stance because he's pushing forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean back and I'm just going to pull him in slightly. Now his stance is back to a square stance. So now we can hit our attacks again. Right? So when he goes, want to go pull, jump in. Now this time we're a bit closer, right? So our hands have access to push on his thighs. So now we can still do the same sweeping motion here, but we have a little bit more pushing power because we have 2 hands on the thighs. We put him down, all right? So let's say mid-range here, he's touching our head. When he goes, 1, 2, make sure you break the contact, so just bring your head a little bit away, and then with your elbows tight, pull him forward here, right? When he comes in, he's gonna look to pull that arm back. I'm gonna use that to close distance, and we hit it right away, right? What's nice about this is he's pushing, right? And then he feels the pull here. He's gonna look to yank out, and as he yanks out, his weight transfers to his heels. So that's our opportunity. Time, here, grab, boom, instant. Pushing on both thighs, I'm still looking for that same leg sweep action, but now I got more pushing power because I got 2 hands right on the thighs. And of course, if you feel like he would go here, he leans in, he maybe grabs a collar tie, we're just going right back to business. Okay? So now we can use that same combination from a mid-range scenario. Let's grab a partner and work this. Make sure you're really closing in on your elbows. And you just pull him forward without going like this. Just want him to step that foot out. And then as he pulls back, you close the distance and knock him back. Okay? Let's try on 3. 1, 2, 3. So we get in here and let's say, feel like he's looking to grab my ankle. Okay? Yeah, it could either be like this or like this, or you could maybe look to grab both here. All right. What I can look to do is I can look to get an arm drag grip on 1 arm. So when he goes in, I want to make sure my butt is back and my chest is forward, because if I'm leaned back like this and he grabs, he can put me on my back right away. But if my chest is in front of my hips and he grabs, when he tries to pull, he's not going to put me on my back right away. Right? So he grabs here. I get an arm drag grip. So I go here and I go high in the tricep. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kick out, swim out the other leg. And now I'm going to do the same thing where I pull and we're back, okay? So when you grab the arm drag grip, grab the wrist and make sure to grab high on the tricep, all the way up. If you grab low, especially if it's a little bit sweaty, okay, the arm slips. But up here, it's a pretty solid grip. So we're fighting here. He's grabbing my ankles. I'm leaning forward. I'm grabbing his wrist here. I'm grabbing the tricep. Before I pull, I make sure my other foot is free. I'm gonna swim my foot over his forearm here, like this. Now he doesn't really have any pulling power, and I just give a quick shot, boom. Same thing as before. Here, he's gonna look to pull his arm out. That puts his weight on his heels and helps me into my dummy, okay? That's the last one before sparring. Give it a quick go, back and forth. On 3, 1, 2, 3.